Hey everyone, and welcome back to the College Vine YouTube channel. Before we get started today, remember to subscribe below to make sure you don't miss any of our top college application tips or test prep strategies. If you find this video helpful, go ahead and click the like button below and share it with your friends on social media. Let's get started. Today we're talking about something that can be a pretty sensitive topic, getting deferred or rejected from your early decision or early action colleges. If you've recently been deferred or rejected from your top choice school, you're probably feeling discouraged, disappointed, frustrated, a lot of negative emotions. You're stuck in limbo again, and maybe you're wondering what you can do about it. You might be wondering if there's anything you can do to boost your chances at actually getting in the second time around if you were deferred, or getting in anywhere at all if you were rejected from your early choice school. Well, we at College Vine have some good news for you. There is no reason to spend the next 4 months binge watching Netflix. There's plenty you can do to boost your chances of getting into a great school, whether it's the same one that you've been deferred to in early action or another one altogether. Let's get started talking about the practical things that you can do if you have been deferred or rejected. First and foremost, the most important thing you need to remember is don't panic. We know how you might be feeling right now. I personally was rejected from my early choice school. It feels outrageous, you're shocked, you're surprised, you're disappointed, you're upset. All of those emotions are valid, and remember that this is a scary and stressful time for everyone. It's okay and normal to be feeling this way, and it's important to keep your perspective on this process and your life to come. It's still very early in the admissions process. There are plenty of wonderful schools out there that would be lucky to have you as a student. Many colleges don't even have application deadlines until February, and some colleges have rolling admissions all the way into the summer if you need to take that step. Also, remember that even if you get into no colleges at all, your life is far from over. There are always alternatives. You can find more information on gap years, vocational schools, and other options that you have if you check out the College Vine blog posts that are linked in the comments below this video. Before we jump straight to the worst case scenario though, let's take a look at what you can do between now and April to make sure that you do get into a college that's an awesome fit for you. Your options and your track are a little bit different depending on whether you were deferred in early action or whether you were downright rejected. But in both cases, there are plenty of avenues to success. First, let's discuss what happens if you were deferred. If you were deferred from more than one school, the first thing to do is to choose one of those schools to focus on. The reason for that choice is twofold. First, if you spread yourself too thin trying to keep up with all of your regular commitments, your regular decision applications, and numerous early action updates to different schools, you'll likely find that it's pretty difficult to do a great job at all of those things. Something's got to give. And so for this reason, you're better off saving your time and energy to focus on one singular school if you have been deferred from more than one at once. Second, you need to focus on only one school because of the promise you're about to make to the school. Ready? You'll need to promise that school that you will attend if you're offered a place there. Think about it. Every admissions committee is looking to extend offers to talented, exceptional students who will actually accept the offers extended. That matters a lot to the schools. If you're able to honestly guarantee that this school is your top choice and you will definitely attend if given the opportunity, you might just gain a leg up in the admissions process. And that's the second reason why you need to choose one school to focus on. Step 2 is to send a letter of continued interest. A letter of continued interest serves a couple of purposes. Primarily, it updates the school on the accomplishments you've achieved since you submitted your original application. Did you win a huge science fair? Did you clinch the state championships? Maybe you finally finished the concerto you've been composing for 4 years. Any of those things you need to let the admissions committee know because they may alter their evaluation of your application. Second, this letter is a chance to let the admissions committee hear your voice once again. You need to write in a way that's personable and lends insight into who you are as a person. Include some humor or some anecdotes if it feels natural with your style. Let your personality shine. Finally, this is the place for the promise that you need to issue. Reassure the admissions committee that you are going to attend if you're offered a spot. Let them know that that school is your top choice and you cannot wait to join the incoming freshman class. It would be a privilege to do so. For more information about writing a letter of continued interest, you can see our blog post on just that subject, which is linked in the comments below this video. Lastly, you may want to consider sending an additional letter of recommendation to the school that has deferred you. This approach is a bit divisive in the admissions world. Some people argue that an additional recommendation adds weight to your application and provides the committee with more insight into your strengths as a student and as a prospective member of their own academic community. Others, however, believe that submitting an additional letter of recommendation without specifically being requested to do so is unnecessary, and that your letter perhaps won't even be read by the admissions committee at all, which obviously would make it a waste of effort. Though we have to admit that we cannot guarantee that the admissions committee is going to actually read your letter, we can tell you that we've never heard of anyone who was rejected just because they sent that additional letter. In other words, sending a letter really can't do any harm. In fact, we have heard from at least one student who believes that his additional letter of recommendation was the difference between his Harvard early action deferral and his Harvard regular decision acceptance. So, with nothing to lose, you might want to take that step. Keep in mind that the key to an additional letter of recommendation is ensuring that the teacher who writes it actually has something worthwhile to say. Choose a teacher who will be honest, who genuinely enjoys having you as a student, and who can speak directly to your specific strengths and the reasons why you deserve to go to that school. If you have been deferred, rest assured that you're in good company. In fact, most students who apply early decision and early action to select schools end up being deferred until regular decision time rolls around. You can also rest assured that students can and do get accepted after being deferred. Being deferred is simply the college's way of telling you that they are interested in you sincerely and they want the chance to review your application again. If you were rejected flat out, your feelings are probably hurt even more. We get that. You might even be wondering if you will get into college anywhere at all, which is a feeling that can really induce some panic for seniors. First of all, remember that it's okay to feel heartbroken. College applications represent the culmination of many, many years of hard work for many, many students. If you don't get into that dream school, you might feel like all of your hard work was for naught, and you may really legitimately feel heartbroken, and that's okay. It's a completely normal reaction to falling short of a goal that you have set for years and have worked so hard for. While it's very, very natural to feel sorrow and feel like you need to grieve, you can't spend the remainder of your senior year doing that. You really do need to take some action to help yourself. It may be helpful to set a self-imposed time constraint on the actual grieving process. Allow yourself a few days, a week, to really indulge in self-care. You can watch some movies, you can take baths, you can get takeout from your favorite restaurant. But when that time limit is up, though, you need to resolve to move forward. You can obviously still feel sad, but it's time to start channeling those emotions into something productive. At the end of that self-imposed grieving period, get up and prepare to take on the world and the college admissions process again. The next thing to remember is don't take this personally. Though a rejection is disheartening, it's important to remember that schools accept and reject students for so many different reasons, and only one of those is really the level of your qualifications. It's not even all about you every time. The unpleasant truth is that college admissions really isn't that fair and square. Not everyone who is qualified to be accepted somewhere will be offered a spot in the class. Yale, for example, believes that 3/4 of their applicants are qualified to handle the Yale workload, yet their acceptance rate is less than 6%. This is true of universities all over the country. Many turn down hundreds or thousands of qualified applicants simply because more students apply than the school has seats for. The class size is, of course, limited. Instead of worrying about what you could have done better to be accepted at your first choice school, the more productive thing to do is to remind yourself that college admission isn't simply awarded to the student with the highest test scores and the most numerous extracurricular activities or the most artistic essay. The decision-making process is unfortunately much more complicated than that. You should also keep in mind that your top choice college may not have been the best fit for you. If they read your essays, if they reviewed your activities and grades, but they still decided that they weren't the right fit for you, you may take that to be true. It may seem like the most perfect college you could imagine, but no college that doesn't recognize what an amazing candidate you are is the best fit for you. There are hundreds of amazing schools out there, and odds are high that you will be able to succeed elsewhere if you commit yourself to applying to and attending the one that's the best fit for you personally. Start by identifying what it was about your dream school that made it so alluring. Was it the specific geographic locale? Was it an academic program or some other aspect? If you can pinpoint a few of these most desirable qualities, you can bet you'll be able to find some similar schools that meet those same qualities and would also make you happy as a student. Finally, you need to redirect your focus to the remaining schools on your college list. Join social media groups for hopeful students. Reach out to current students or recent graduates. Network to learn more about each school and get a better feel for it. It'll make you feel better about the process. Visit campus again if you have a chance. The more you know about it, the better prepared you will be to make an informed decision about where to go after all of this rejection process is over. As you go about all of that, of course, you should try to polish up your application. Give everything a second round of review. Maybe ask for another set of eyes to read your essays. Buff everything up so that it's all shiny and new again and ready to impress another admissions committee. There are still plenty of schools out there, and one of them, we promise, is going to be lucky to have you. We know that getting deferred or rejected from your dream school is not how you hoped that this season of your life would go. Now you've got another 4 more months or so before you'll find out how the rest of your applications pan out. Instead of sitting around and just waiting to hear your fate for the next 4+ years, take control of your destiny and follow these tips to turn that disappointment and frustration into action and help. For more information about overcoming a deferral or rejection from your EA or ED schools, Check out the College Vine blog post linked in the comments below. Or for more general guidance on applying to college, don't forget to visit us online at app.collegevine.com. That's it for today. Thank you for visiting our YouTube channel. And if you are applying to college this season, best of luck on getting into the school that truly is the perfect fit for you.